Hello guys, how are you? How are you doing? I truly hope that you're all okay. And I suppose let's start our little lesson. So, today we're going to talk about some basic project vocabulary. Let's discuss what exactly you're going to learn today. The most important project management vocabulary for non-technical IT professionals. 12 key words that are used in every project kickoff, update, and review. Some grammar, present simple for describing projects and passive voice for processes, and how to describe a project clearly to any audience. Yep. And as always, you can find this worksheet and much more useful content on our Telegram channel and other social media, this your instance, or you can scan the QR code and you're going to be redirected into our Telegram channel. Right? Well, I suppose let's start. And let's start with our core vocabulary as always. So, the first word, scope, the boundaries of what a project includes and excludes. We need to define the scope before we start. Timeline, the schedule showing when tasks will be completed. The timeline shows delivery by end of quarter 3. Milestone, a key point in a project that marks important progress. The first milestone is the design sign off. Deliverable, a specific output or result that must be produced. The main deliverable is a working MVP. Resource, people, time, money, or tools available for a project. We don't have the resources to add this feature. Budget, the total amount of money available for a project. The budget for phase 1 is $40,000. Risk, a potential problem that could affect the project. The main risk is the dependency on the third-party API. Issue, a problem that has already occurred and needs solving. There is an issue with the login module, it's blocking QA. Dependency, a task or element that must be completed before another can start. The front end has a dependency on the backend API. Stakeholder, anyone who has an interest in or is affected by the project. All key stakeholders attended the project kickoff. Kickoff, the first official meeting to start a project. The project kickoff is scheduled for Monday. Sign off, formal approval from a stakeholder or client. We are waiting for a client sign off on the designs. And a little pro tip, you need to know the difference between risk and issue, because that's a classic popular mistake. Risk is something that might happen in the future. So it's basically 50-50 possibility, yeah? And an issue, that is something that has already happened and is causing a problem now. Yes? Of course, you need to use them correctly to sound more professional. Let's go to our part 2, grammar, present simple and passive voice for projects. Present simple, we use this tense to describe what the project is, because that's a stable factor definition, what the project includes or excludes, and general timelines and goals. The project has 3 phases. Present simple. The scope includes the web app but not the mobile version. Present simple. The deadline falls at the end of quarter 2. The team consists of 8 people across 2 departments. Some passive voice for processes. We use passive when the process matters more than who does it. And the team defines the scope in the kickoff. Active voice. The scope is defined in the kickoff. That's a passive voice. Active. The PM assigns tasks to developers. Passive. Tasks are assigned by the PM. Active. Stakeholders approved the budget. Passive. The budget was approved by stakeholders. As you can see, there are uh, two common ideas that you can follow up on. So basically, the first idea is that the process matters more then who does it? And the second idea is how do we create it? You have your thing that you will perform an action over, onto them. Then you have the verb to be in the needed form, could be was, could be are, could be is, could be even will be. Yep. And past participle. Past participle, that's a verb in the third column or with ed ending. And some common things in project descriptions. The project is managed by. Sounds great. Milestones are tracked in Jira. The scope was defined in the kickoff meeting. Risks are reviewed at each sprint retrospective. And here's a little model project description. Let's read and analyze it. So, the CRM integration project is a 4-month initiative that aims to connect the company's existing CRM system with its new e-commerce platform. The project has 3 main phases: discovery, development, and testing. The budget is 60,000 euros and the team consists of 1 project manager, 2 developers, and a QA engineer. The scope includes full API integration and user training. Mobile app support is not included in this phase. Key milestones are tracked in Jira, and deliverables are reviewed by stakeholders at the end of each phase. The main risk is the dependency on the external CRM vendor, whose API documentation has not yet been finalized. Sign-off from the client is required before development can begin. Let's notice is a 4-month initiative, has 3 phases, consists of those all are present simple because those all are facts, is tracked, are reviewed, is required, that's passive voice for processes because process is more important than the person who completes it. Was approved, has not been finalized, that's all passive voice in different tenses. Was approved, past tense, past simple, has not been finalized, present perfect. Risk and dependency, they are used precisely. Such words as risk and dependency, they are both used precisely. Sign off as a clear project milestone. Yep, there is our clear project milestone. Let's watch out for some common mistakes. So, there is an issue that might happen. Issue is already happening. Risk might happen. There is a risk that might happen. The scope is included 5 features. The scope includes 5 features. It's active voice. We do not need to use passive voice in this task, in this sentence. Why am I talking weird? I'm sorry. Milestones are defined in the plan. Milestones are defined in the plan. That's passive voice because someone defined them, not they cannot define themselves. The budget it is 50,000 euros. The budget is no need for extra it. We have a dependency with the vendor. We have a dependency on the vendor. That's a fixed collocation, dependency on, not dependency with. And here is a little task. Pause the video. I'm giving you 20 seconds to do it, and I suppose I'll see you after you completed this task. Okay? Well, I think you're done. Let's discuss. So the project is managed. That's passive voice. All tasks are tracked. That's also passive voice. Someone tracks them. They cannot track themselves. The scope includes. That's active. The budget was approved. Also passive because budget cannot approve itself. The main risk is the dependency. Simple facts, present simple, so active voice. Wonderful. Let's go for a little speaking challenge. Can you use this structure to describe a real or maybe a fictional project in 6-8 sentences? Okay? And the question for the comments. Can you write in the comments the description of a project that you are working on right now? Of course, if you're allowed to do that. Or maybe a recent project, using at least 4 words from today's vocabulary. If you're not allowed to talk about them, so write an imaginary project, a made-up one, or maybe you have a pet project. And what is the scope? What are the main risks? Okay? And when it comes to the workbook to this lesson, you can find it in our Telegram channel. And thank you so much for joining this video, and I suppose I hope to see you next time. Stay safe.